Hi, it's Lisa Catino doing my final reflection from EDCI, Foundations of Learning, Design, and Technology. Over the past 8 weeks, I've been working with all of you and getting to know you and learning a lot about learning, design, and technology. A lot of it has been as the result of our interactions, and I wanted to take a moment to share with you what I've learned, what I'm bringing forward, and some of the questions that I still have as we move forward. I want to begin here where we are looking at the online Masters of Science in Education, Learning, Design, and Technology homepage. Here you'll see that we have the purpose and objectives of the program in its entirety. But also, we have included a range of settings and situations for the application of learning, design, and technology. And this is really a springboard from which we move forward in understanding who would be the collection of people that we would be working with as fellow students and what would be maybe some of their career aspirations. But also from this page, if we go to the program resources, I found this tool to be very helpful in answering some of the questions that were asked in our discussion board. Things about the impact on education, LDT in the field, and down below, some of the professional associations and memberships. From here, I'd like to bring us to our Blackboard page. When we would open our page to the 513 class, we would get the announcements immediately. On the left-hand side, there were week-by-week modules, discussions, and places that we could share information. I found this view to be somewhat difficult for me to navigate and confusing at times. So in order to narrow my view, I would put it on a tree view. This tree view helped me to be able to open folders and see what was in each one of them. Here, in the Getting Started folder, it listed everything that we would be doing in this 513 class, which was commonly referenced by me so that I knew how to plan my schedule and the events that would be happening in my life outside of school as well as in school. This made a big difference in the way that I would use my time. I also found here the discussion boards, the assignment page, and where we would be doing a lot of our reading, our sharing, and our collaboration. It's through the discussion boards that I engage with you most commonly, where you questioned my thinking and I questioned yours, where we really delved into topics that were important to us and shared information that we had gathered on our own time and in addition to our regular classroom readings. We also have from here our LDT library. The LDT library includes each of our classes. We have chapters and supplemental readings for those chapters listed right here on a week-to-week basis. This was an excellent resource for us in completing our weekly activities, but also it gave us an introduction to Judy Nixon, who was our resident SME for research in LDT. I contacted Judy on more than one occasion and she was very helpful and responsive. From here we can also get directly to the Purdue libraries where we can log in and we can find articles available to us online. Additionally, Purdue provided us with Office 365. 365 was a wonderful way for us to share and collaborate using the cloud, email, PowerPoint, online, Word, Excel, and so forth. Professor Jones shared with us the AECT Code of Professional Ethics. I've bookmarked this page as I know I'll be coming back to it time and time again, whereas I question myself and I question perhaps the work of others. In my research, I chose to research instructional design models and end users. For me, this was a great page to go from. I have a lot of questions about instructional design models as it's all new to me. There's linear versus nonlinear versus quasi-linear, and there seems to be a real bias in the literature. We all want everything to be nonlinear because it seems to work better, but it is not always better and it's not always the correct interpretation. And I question that. Or is it simply the ability of the design model to be flexible, that it doesn't have to be linear, depending upon the user? In this class, I learned a great deal also about APA formatting. I've been out of school for a while, and when I was in school, we used MLA. So it's different for me to understand what is APA versus MLA, and why is that important for me? Through this class, there was a lot of participation from each of you. Our discussion boards, our virtual meetings, our videos, the video transcripts, the virtual office, the involvement that people have in communities of practices, resources that advanced our understanding, all of the differences that each of us shared about our career objectives and antidotes to reaching those career goals. We supported each other. We kept an open mind and we worked together. For me, in my continued research, I'd like to understand user analysis. I'd like to continue in understanding development and monitoring of design outcomes, specifically as they relate to different end users and my projected population of end users. It's my understanding that instructional design models are adaptive and can be adaptive. And this ability to adapt creates an atmosphere of innovation and excitement. I also plan to continue working in APA formatting to try to hone in on that skill and perfect it. I want to say thank you to Professor Jones for her weekly meetings and for making those meetings available to each of us, even those of us who weren't able to attend, like myself. I'd like to thank the class for engaging in critical discussions, for enriching my understanding as they present their own viewpoints, perspectives, and help to influence mine. I also want to thank you for supporting one another. You all brought up questions, we all answered them in the open forums, through emails, in online discussions, and elsewhere. I thank you, Renee, for bringing me the resource, a free resource on Train the Trainer. I've booked